love me some Tanya. You know, first she started out, she was Nene's friend.
I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
So what are you up to?
Then she was Eva's good friend.
Yes, you naturally stop.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
Now she's my friend.
Welcome back to the show. Here with us now is the fashionista, the tech queen. She's a friend, a good friend, and a friend to the Atlanta Housewives. But now she's on our couch. Welcome to the show, our friend, Tanya Sam. Tanya, how's it going?
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's the best intro ever.
Yes, you're gonna be our BFF.
Yeah, your lower third is just friend of a friend.
I love it. I'm like friend squared. I'll take it all though. I want to be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
Do you
Yes, I love that.
do you like how how Bravo does that for
Yes.
you? Or are you like, yeah?
Everybody thinks it's super shady, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm totally fine with it. Like, I want to be the United Nations of friendship.
That's what we're gonna put up for
Yeah.
reality check, I promise you. How is Portia's foot doing after her surgery?
So it's really interesting because it's taken a lot longer for her to recover.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of fun. I'm like, I'll just come over and nurse you with some wine and
Yes.
some good
Yes.
food, and we just catch up on episodes and
gosh.
So fun.
the blogs and gossip.
I need to like hurt my foot so she comes over and takes
That's what
care
you
of
have to do.
us.
They
Yeah.
I
rolled-
put together her scooter. She had me working though.
Oh my!
Oh yeah.
Love it. They
That's good
rolled her
friends.
onto the BravoCon stage in a wheelchair. It was
yeah.
hilarious. It was so
Hilarious. Like, how funny is this? Yes.
Look
funny.
at
She's
her
still
go.
twerking in that wheelchair.
Yeah, she literally doesn't. She never stops.
I know.
We actually saw you make your debut on this season on Sunday's episode. What has changed for you being on this season versus last season, outside of your friend, good friend title?
Well, I will say, like, anybody's first season on a reality TV show, like, you just have no idea what to expect. Like, now I kind of have my footing a little bit better.
Sure.
I've learned to be a little bit more assertive because I feel like my nature is not to be necessarily as confrontational. Like, I'm a little bit more meek. I'm not so meek anymore.
No, you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, you are not.
No,
you are
I'm
an
not.
assertive, strong woman.
Trying to, give the people what they want.
Absolutely.
And everybody, the people, wants you to be a full-time housewife. Everybody is asking, is that something you
know.
want?
You want to hold a
that
peach? Yeah.
So I feel like you never say never, but I love being a friend. Like, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I get to like work and travel and have a job over here and a job over there. So
Right.
I don't know, I just kind of love it.
I kind of view it as being like the fun aunt. Like, you don't have
Yes.
to raise the kids. You get to take the kids shopping.
And give them back.
And then, like, when they cry or poop, you're like, oh, not my problem.
Okay,
It's
I'm
good.
going to use that analogy all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
can
you.
step in,
Yes.
stir the pot, get the hell out.
Get out.
Yes.
Easy.
And then watch from like the balcony.
Yes, like sipping your tea. Now, you're still engaged to the handsome
Yes.
Paul Judge, and
Yes.
your story is an interesting one. You two met in LA and
Yeah.
went out to drinks at Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant the same day, right?
Yes.
So you had your own little BravoCon on your first
I
date?
didn't even realize like just how things come back together. But yeah, that's exactly how we met. And we went to Villa Blanca, had some drinks.
Oh.
And 5 hours later, he was saying, oh, by the way, I'm going to be in New York on Friday. Are you around? BS. He made that up to just like get a second date.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you knew, like, did you know? Like,
No, I didn't know till like months after he had been dating that the trip was made up. He was just like, I got to secure this girl.
Well, he's a
Very
handsome
cute.
devil. Yeah,
I
handsome
really
devil.
like him. And I know you were playing things close to the vest, but come on, give us something. Are you two planning on getting married?
like,
what's happening? I want to know all the details.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When?
I mean,
Oh, you want details?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want like dates. When is our invite gonna happen?
Yes.
What's happening?
So I tell people, if I invite you to something, show up because you just never know.
We'll be there.
You know what I'm saying?
So you may just do the surprise wedding.
I don't need gifts. I don't need the big hurrah, like picking 10 dresses. I'm not really all that interested in that. And people always get at me. They're like, well, are you married this? Because I say it interchangeably.
Right.
It's just not about the title piece of it.
Yeah.
But I love a good party. And I love to like party with my friends and family.
Okay.
Are there
Yes.
any
That's
Atlanta?
the best of both
Yes,
worlds,
it's the best
really.
thing.
Are there any Atlanta housewives you wouldn't invite to your wedding?
Oh, there for sure are.
Like
I
who?
just feel like, you can't poke the bear, and especially like, Paul, and I'm very not sensitive about my relationship. I'm very protective of it because I just love it so much. So if you do anything to try and undermine that, you are like excommunicated from my book.
Who's
Certainly my wedding.
Who's the bear in Atlanta Housewives? I want to know that you don't want to poke.
There's a lot. I'll tell you, there's a lot. There's the bear, there's the snake. This season is all about the
It's all about the animals. ASPCA is all over the Atlanta Housewives right now.
No animals were harmed in the filming of this production.
Would you want your wedding to be televised if possible?
sure about that. I don't know. It remains to be seen because I kind of feel like, there's two sides where you can just get crazy and everybody gets crazy. And my normal friends, not on my reality TV partner friends, I want them to be able to just let loose. And I think they wouldn't let loose in the same way. They're not accustomed to being on camera.
Right.
So I want everyone to be their authentic selves. And, reality TV is very different.
Yeah, and like, I've told my dad this before, like when that red light comes on, you don't
God.
know, like that red light changes everything.
Yes,
and
it
like
sure
sometimes
does.
people are the same and sometimes they're different.
It sure does.
I've
My
learned
dad would
from,
be hilarious.
I've learned from Andy to be the same, but it can be tough. It definitely can be tough.
And what does Paul think of it anyway?
Yeah,
Does
good
he
question.
love it? Like the whole
Which part?
Housewives.
Oh, Paul's the one who really pushed me to doing it.
Oh, wow.
He was like, you know what? He's very like YOLO. You just take every opportunity, and that was not necessarily my personality, but he's very much like, hey, if someone offers you a ride on a spaceship, you just get on and you don't ask questions.
Smart.
So true.
Isn't that crazy? So he was very like, okay, let's do it.
And is he popping around this season? Will he?
You'll see him a little bit on the season with some of the episodes and stuff. And he was pretty heads down. Like, Paul's like a visionary nerd in the classic sense.
Love
I'm a
that.
bit more bubbly than Paul. So he's very happy to let me do a lot of the talking and just show up when he has to and be like, okay, babe.
Listen, you're a visionary yourself. I have to ask you about the tech world. You're actually a big proponent for diversity in the tech industry. Can you tell us about that initiative?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And a lot of this came out of being on Housewives. Like I've worked in startups and technology in Atlanta for years, but more of the deep tech side in terms of investment and education. But when I got on Housewives, I was inundated by like women and other entrepreneurs who were building companies across like all industries, whether it's selling hair, CBD products, and they were building these amazing businesses. And they were like, can you help me? I want to be successful as well. And so that's where the Ambition Fund came from. We're an investment company for women and underrepresented founders. And that's like the Latinx, LGBTQ community, anything outside your traditional, your traditional markets that were getting access to capital. So we're just trying to help more people build scalable businesses.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
incredible.
miss being like on the field? You miss being a nurse?
Oh, I do kind of miss nursing. I'm
Yeah.
honestly once a nurse, always a nurse. And like you saw last season, there's those opportunities pop up all the time. Like someone will puke or, someone will pass out on a plane.
Right.
So
We
you
need
get
ya.
the adrenaline rush. But I miss like the camaraderie, which of like being in this sisterhood of nursing. So I feel like maybe that's why I'm so attracted to the Housewives, because they're like, there's nobody else like it who's in the industry like you. So you get it, when you're like, oh my gosh, that red light came on, you call your girl and you're like, can you imagine?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's kind of like I'm switching potions.
Yeah, hey, it's good to be multifaceted.
Yeah.
Now, I actually want to jump back into the show and touch on a moment from Sunday's episode where Marlo tried to prepare Nene for her run-in with Cynthia at Pride. Let's take a look at that.
Get on the float, and Cynthia's right there. What are you gonna say?
What? I
Hey,
don't have no
Cynthia, how
problem.
you doing, Bailey?
I have no problem.
Can you please say that for me, though?
Girl, you
Come
act like you
on.
over here talking to somebody that needs some help. I don't need any help. I can say hello. I'm not trying to sin, okay?
When Marlo says the captain is speaking, I totally related. I just love it. Is Nene in a better space now that Greg is doing well?
Oh my gosh, this season is really incredible. Like we've come a long way and you see it play out. Even from where Nene and I were last season, you'll see in last week's episode, just you can tell that she is feeling so much better. She's got so much security in the fact that Greg is on the mend, because it's tough to go through. And even her interaction here with Marlo, and they're joking and Marlo's trying to like advise her on how to proceed. Like she is still Nene.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Of
course.
But you can just tell it's at a different place. So I'm excited to kind of show that trajectory, especially as it relates to the rest of the girls and stuff.
Only in Atlanta could Marlo be telling Nene to like zen out. Like that's what I love about it. It's like, Marlo, you've gotten in your share of fights too. That's
love
why I love
Oh,
it.
well, it'll get very interesting.
But speaking of Nene, knowing kind of what you know from the other end of the medical field, what she was going through last season was really tough.
It was really tough.
And did you kind of have compassion for her, what she was going through in that sense? Like, did you understand her in a way that maybe the women didn't?
And I definitely did, because I've lived that experience for so long being an oncology nurse as well. And some of that played out, I think. I felt like I bit my tongue a lot because I had this empathy and compassion for where she was.
Right.
And, oftentimes the viewers would be like, come on, girl, give it to her. And I held back a lot because I was like, guys, and then there's a certain time where we had the opportunity to sit there and voice it and be like, girl, we were trying to be nice to you. You weren't receptive to it. Right. So for sure, I definitely felt like I was giving her a lot of just compassion and stuff. But then we're interesting characters because we also share the same birthday. So there's other things. Yeah, we do.
I
December
didn't know
13th.
that. Oh, coming up. Happy
love
early
it.
birthday.
So there's other times when you're just like, oh no, I'm not going to let that fly.
That's when you switch from being Nini's friend
To Nini's good friend of Portia to our friend. What is going on with her relationship with Cynthia? And has it affected your relationship with Nini?
Oh, good question. So this is a lot of stay tuned because that was not an easy one to mend.
Yes.
I think, as you look at like different trajectories of friendship, like Nini and I, we'd been obviously had a much shorter television friendship and real life friendship than her and Cynthia. So it was like deeper wounds.
Of course.
So you'll see it play out. But it wasn't easy. Like it took some work. It took a lot of like pushing from a lot of different angles and friends and girls on the show to like make it happen. And I think you'll see.
And you're in a good place with both of them currently right now. Got it.
I want to also ask you about Kenya because Kenya had said that Nini had allegedly tried to spit on her during a cast trip. Now, we'd actually spoke to Cynthia about it as well. Were you there for what we're calling Spitgate?
Spitgate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walk us through this one.
As much as you can.
Let me tell you, there's just so much energy on this season and so much friction. Like when I say explosive, like there were times where I was just like, stop! That is gonna happen over and over again. Now, I did not see the spit on the person.
Oh.
Okay.
I will tell you that.
Okay, so it
if
could
there
be
was a
hearsay. Here's spit.
I didn't say it.
Here's spit.
I saw, we had some really amped up conversations, but my eyes didn't see it. Now, there could be some other people that saw things, but I did not see that.